Hi there, it's Babs here from Yarn Academy, and I am today giving you an overview for iMovie for the iPad. It's very similar on the phone, it's just easier to see if I record it on the iPad. Now, I'm pretty late to the game using iMovie, but since I started using it a couple of months ago, it has changed my life. I have so much more time. It's a really simple to use app with tons of functionality just built in without you having to even think about things too much. So I absolutely adore iMovie, and this is my overview for the application. So the first thing you do is open up by clicking on the video in the star image, and then you instantly are shown all the projects that you currently have available. Now, the theatre section is where you would look at a large screen showing of your video, and videos lists off all of the recordings that you have on your device, whether that's an iPad or an iPhone. Now, I've got quite a few here because I've been doing a fair bit of recording for various tutorials and whatnot. So you can see that they're listed out by date, and you can do other search criteria for them if you wish. But what we're going to focus on is giving you an overview of an existing project. So I'm going to pick one of my projects. I think I'll go for the Girls That Make Unboxing. And then this gives you the overview screen. So you've got a larger image at the top, you've got the title bar, and then you've got the length and duration. You can edit it and you can delete it if you wish. If you press the play button, then that will allow you to see it in a small screen mode. You can click in the title and then delete it out and retitle it. I make lots of typos in this because I'm very clumsy and I haven't had my morning coffee yet, and I've still managed to mess it up even when I've gone through and corrected it. But you know, you can see how to edit that. Bless you, Sophie. And you've then got the other options down the bottom to actually export and save the file. So you can add it to notes, you can put it in your theatre, and you can then save it to your video library, which is what I do before then uploading to my YouTube channel. So you can export it in a variety of ways depending upon what you want to do with the file. And then this is what it looks like if you put it into full screen theatre mode. But we're not going to worry about that just yet. So when you actually go into edit, then you can see you have a film strip along the bottom, and you have what is actually happening in the video in that larger panel at the top. There's a whole host of buttons around and about the place, and you can see the different transitions and effects that you get between each of the clips. So in this case, it is a blur effect as it transitions from one to the next. And then you can also include static images rather than just videos, which I use for my outros. And you can then insert different clips. And here we have Sophie playing with her giant turkey. Which clearly wasn't part of the main video, but then we can transition using a different method. So I just chose to use a slide option. Now I'll go through the different transitions and different functionalities in more detail. This is an overview rather than a detailed how-to video. As I said, you can see that there are a whole host of icons around the screen, and if you click on the question mark, then that will give you access to all of the hints and tips that just remind you what each element actually does. So you can change themes, you can move things around, you can go back to your projects. But if we look at the gear, you can look at the settings and you can change them to different themes. You can have music, you fade in and out, and you can actually change the pitch of speech if you really want to give yourself a Mickey Mouse voice. And again, you can add on filters and change your graphics if you wish. As I say, all of these I will go into in more detail in a future tutorial. But the basic one to be using for now would be simple. Just stick with simple and you'll be good to go. You can add in additional videos and photos, and you can also import stuff from your iCloud Drive if it's not already on your iPad or phone. You can show the waveform, which means that you can see the patterns behind the speech and sound for your video. So you'll be able to cut far more precisely. If you're doing a hand clap transition, you'll be able to cut to the clap sound. particularly easily if you can see that peak on the bar across the bottom. When you want to work with a particular frame of film, you simply click that frame of film or tap it with your finger. You get a yellow highlight around it, and then you find that there is a little icon in the top right, which means you can zoom in and out on the video. You've got the little magnifying glass there, which means you can hide unwanted bits of kit in your background, and you can cut things and zoom in as you need to emphasize your work. You have titles, you have colour schemes, you can clip, crop and edit, and of course there is a delete icon if you wanted to delete your work from along the bottom row there. As I said before, I will go through all of these options in detail in their own individual videos. There is so much functionality here that you can make use of. It can be rather overwhelming, which is why I felt the need to do an overview. Now, once you've completed your work, then you could look at creating a movie from scratch. So you add that plus symbol, and then you've got the option for a trailer or a movie. Generally, I use movies rather than trailers. And again, I will have a tutorial on how to create your very first iMovie project. But I think that's probably enough for now. There's plenty to be going on with. That should have given you some hints and tips on where you can click and have a look and explore at your own pace if you want to do that. Otherwise, I will be along with another video around an iMovie tutorial shortly. Hopefully this has been a useful video overview, and if it has, please give it a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, all that lovely stuff, and I will see you soon with the next video in this series. Bye for now.